on so easy. You don't even understand. That's the subject of today's video. So, you need to go on scope so you guys can check out what I'm actually showing. I've got a slides presentation made for you guys. How to make setting easy, like easy, because you don't. It's like there is a quote that says, "Less hard." I don't believe that. I believe that it's hard if you don't know what's the right thing you need to do. Like for now, I'm not practicing the right things, so my life is hard. But when you do the hard stuff, it becomes easy. You just have to know what's the right thing you need to do. And that's pretty important. So I'm gonna go over a little presentation that you guys need. You guys really need to hear that because if you're able, you know what I'm gonna share with you. So this is me, Gabriel. I'm Gabriel, the founder and CEO of Judy Media and Judy Production. What I do is basically help businesses and individuals increase their revenue, then brand awareness, and dominate the market using online marketing strategies that are evergreen, that are never gonna basically die. So that's who I am. And I'm gonna go over how to make setting easy because I talk a lot about marketing, but setting is an awesome and really important part because I can bring you as many leads as you want. If you don't know how to pick the phone and call them and says, "Hey man, buy my in," you're not gonna be able to get some deals and to maximize the marketing budget that's spent. And that's a big problem that a lot of companies today are having is that they run advertising because they don't know actually how to generate the traffic, how to sell by themselves. So they're like, okay, let's spend some advertising budget and let's do that. The problem is they lack the skill of selling and they do not know how to maximize that budget. So I'm going to go over you a few tips that's going to make your life easier at selling and that's going to help you maximize the amount of time you put on the phone, on a visit, on everything you do. That's selling, that's sales related basically. So you got to subscribe now first, that never miss that content. And guys, I advise you to stay until the end because I've got something truly valuable that you're going to be able to use to copy from me. I'm going to share with you something. Just hang on a bit so you're going to be able to see what it is. So, but first I'm going to go over my first secret. So my secret number one is stability and consistency are keys to sales success. When you're going in a presentation or in a meeting or in a cold call, it's basically, you can agree with me that like pretty much anything can happen. Like your prospect can go crazy. They can be like, "Hey, what's up, man?" You don't know what's gonna happen, like at all. You don't know what's gonna happen. There's so much uncertainty. Like it's really scary when you think about it. So, what do you think would be a great thing, a great way to make it so that you get certainty? Because when you're certain, you get more confidence, and when you're confident, you get much more done, and you get better results. You can track your results, you can predict your income, and you are much more able to get wherever you want to. So, how can you add some consistency and some stability, security, if you want, to your sales process? Let me tell you something. First, it starts, I actually said it a bit, by having a sales process. It's really important. You know why? Because as I told you, there's so many uncertainties, so many things that can happen. You need to have something that you stick to, a process that like I'm at that step, the customer is saying that thing, and because I'm at that step and the customer is saying that thing, I can handle what's happening by saying this and not being like, I'm figuring this whole out while I'm on it. I'm rocking and rolling, trying to do it while it's happening. It's not going to happen. You need to prepare. Basically, do you think, I'm going to stop to saying basically, I'm realizing I'm saying it way too much, but a Navy SEAL, do you think a Navy SEAL go on the field and basically he's like, say it again, he's like, okay, like, I've never like fight before, but I'm going to figure it out. No, it's not going to happen. Same thing for an athlete. He or she is training before the event happens. He or she is not like Okay, let's wait the event and let's foundation. You can go to those systems and you help all the situation, which is a huge relief. A huge relief, let me tell you, when there are so many uncertainties that can come to your way. So that's my first secret. Secret number one, giveaway. I'm going to do a little giveaway today. I'm going to give you something really, really, really cool, which is my personal script. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I think all those things set up, that base that you need, that foundation to be certain. Where today I'm going to give you my certainty, the things I always go back to. So I'm sure that I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to say the right thing, and I'm going to handle the right objection, the right situation, the right way. I'm going to give you my script that took me like, I invested like thousands of dollars to find the right coach, the right information to make me able to find that thing. To courses from Grant Cardone, from Ty Lopez to Billy J, to so many people. I don't remember all of them, to be honest. And it took me so much time, like took me so much time to realize, okay, I need that, and I truly need to implement that in my sales career. I didn't want to script first, but when I realized it, it took hours, and I spent a lot of money in order to understand, okay, what's the real deal? How can I bring more certainty to my sales process? And that's what I did, and I want to offer you. If you share the stream, you're gonna get it. So share the stream, and you are gonna get my personal script on. I'm going to also share you a Blake version. I would say like a version that you can use in order to basically as a template, so you can use it for your industry, because my script is different than yours, but I'm going to give you the templates that you can use for your industry. It's cool. Get it. Let's do this. So I'm going to share with you a little image that I did with my friend Ethan. Like I talked to him about him in the last live. This guy, like, he beast. Like, he posts some awesome like sounds. You should really listen to it. It's Nota half. Nota half. You guys should really go listen to it, to this guy. And I'm on this photo, and I'm like, man, why is it good? And I talked to a lot about this. The reason I love doing color contrast, basically taking two colors that are like the opposite way in the spectrum of colors. Basically, I love doing orange and teal. Like, orange and teal is my go-to. I love this. And going to orange and teal is basically like, okay, you take two opposite colors, and I don't know why, I don't know the exact science, but it looks good. It looks really, really, really good. And to be honest, the angle also is really important, because when you do it at a specific angle, something that change that your eye is not used to see, it's make oftentimes a really great photo. So that's my photo to share. And I'm going to share a little quote, because I'm on setting today. I'm on talking about sales, and to be honest, if I'm talking about sales without talking about my mentor, the only one, Grant Cardone, I mean, like, come on, what am I doing? So the quote of the day is, comfort makes more prisoners than all the jails combined. Stay out of comfort, my friend. Stay out of comfort. When you are getting comfortable, when you're getting lazy, when you're getting like, oh, I did great, I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to stay to my situation. That's when you are going to start to descend into another, and you are going to get into a spiral that's not good for you. Let me tell you why. In nature, things are either growing or they are dying. They're not staying the same. Either you grow, either you think you are staying the same, but actually for you guys. Q&A. I'm going to take with you guys, and I'm going to dissect response and give you a short answer, so you guys can basically be like, okay, here's the answer to commonly asked questions. So, first question, how can I improve my sales skill? How can you do that? I would say there are two ways to do that. Maybe three. Two ways and one tip. So, tip number one is you guys truly have to get in front of the information, because I can give you, you can get better on the wrong things, you know? You can get bad habits, and I don't want you to that. So you need to be in front of the right information. How do you know that? You get in front of people that's made and get that already got some awesome results and that's proved that the concept works. That's how you know that this is it or not. Then what I would recommend to do, a daily activity to do, two daily activities to do. And that will always make sure that you do the effort and you know you're going to get something out of it, is training and role playing every day. If you train 2 times a day, 2 times a day, training is basically like, okay, 3 daily activities, training, learning, and role playing. Because what I'm doing basically is that I'm learning in the morning, like taking a few video lessons, studying the thing. Then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to try to at least train once a day, maybe 2 times a day. The rule of thumb is that if you don't train for 12 hours, you're rusty. All right? If you don't train for 12 hours, 12 hours, you're getting rusty. And you don't want that. So train every 2 hours at 12 hours at least. What I mean by training is that, for example, I'm going to try my script. So, hey, this is Gabriel. Good morning. The reason I'm calling you today is to increase your sales by 30% in 3 months or less using evergreen online marketing strategies for businesses just like yours. Now, to be sure I'm not wasting your time, let me ask you. You see, that flow that I've got, and it's still not perfect. Don't tell me there was a thing. It's not perfect, but I'm good at it without looking at my script because I know it. I trained on it. I would recommend at least 20 minutes of training by sessions. All right, so that's what I would recommend. Then role play, and that's the biggest, that's the best. You take somebody to role play with you and to throw your objections, like, yeah, man, I don't know how to handle the objections, like not interested. Can you throw it to me right now so I can handle it? All right, I'm not interested. Hey, I totally understand that you're not interested. And the fact is, I don't know you and you don't know me. Why would you be interested? Let me show you what I do real quick. That's a way to handle not interested as an objection. All right, you see? Because I trained on it and I role play. If you don't have somebody to role play, what you can do, and which is a great alternative, is that you can basically take a mirror, a camera, and record yourself. That's also a great thing to do if you want to really see exactly, okay, what am I doing wrong here? What's with my face? Like, do I have a strange face that's making me lose some deals, or do I have, like, I don't know, a bad gesture or something like this? You gotta train daily. That's really, really, truly important. And that's how I would improve my skill at selling. If you do that over a certain period of time with consistency, like, you're gonna get some results, guaranteed. I don't know how you're not gonna get some results. What is the best script? Well, I'm gonna give you the raw, true answer. There is no best script. The best script is making the call. The best script is actually calling the person and making it so that you do contact. I mean, of course, you don't insult the person, like, of course. But there is no one thing that ever blows a deal. Remember that. And if the deal blows up, there wasn't a deal in the first place, and it's not the thing as you said last. It's all the other things that didn't went well beforehand. Okay? It's all the other things that went not good. With confidence, if pipeline, you're like, okay, I can do, if I like do a little mistake, it's not the end of the world because I've got 100 other leads that are qualified that are waiting me to be called, So it brings a lot of confidence to know that. It's not about the best script, it's about actually calling the person and getting in front of them. The contact is more important than what's written on the paper. So let's go to the next question. I hate selling. What is the next thing? I hate selling because I don't like manipulating people. And I struggled with that too a long time ago because, the classical, like, way of thought of people like, oh, salesmen are just crooks and they just want to, like, get your money and They manipulate you with some strange ways to talk to you and to do some things to you to hypnotize you. I'm not that kind of salesperson, as you may see, because if I was that person, I'm gonna try to rob you, not to create some content to add value to your life. See, so I mean, that's something I thought, and that's something that I think a lot of you guys, even that are in selling, are still needs, even if they don't think they are like a criminal, they truly have to understand that to get rid and lose their mind on that thing because it's preventing you to getting to the next level. Like for example, if you have a friend that's joking with you, like, "Oh, you manipulated a lot of people today," like, "What did you do?" Like, for example, even if it's just a joke, it's really comes inside your brain, and bad information basically confuse you. And even if that's not on your mind on a daily basis, it still creates a few limitations in your mind. The more you can get rid of all that bad information, the better. You are not a manipulator, and that's actually like the 1% of salespeople that created that whole thing. 99% of salespeople are good people. I'm telling you, they are good people, awesome people. I hang out with them all the time. There are people like just me and you that have huge goals and I want to help their family and sometimes even help other people, the world, to get better. That's not a crook. That's only the 1%, the robbers, the criminals that put that thing inside your head. Now the good salespeople think like, oh damn, I'm not a salespeople. I don't want to like manipulate people because they are nice persons, and that's why you have that concern because you are nice, you are a great person. You are not manipulating people. You're not. Have the right information to sell, have the right info, and the right info, whether it's on your skill, how to deliver it, but also in your brain. That's really important. All right, so I'm going to talk about another image with Loan. Man, this guy, I mean, he looks so good. I'm a little bit jealous to be honest. This man is looking so good. Like, you know, when you're starting to do some photography, you have some people like try to pose and like are not that comfortable. You know, those kind of people. Like, hey, let's try this. Am I looking good? This guy was like, like he didn't wait a second. Like he was on fire. I was like, oh, go. Like, did you were born with that, or what's the deal? Like, I was surprised on how good he was and how good he looked. Like, he's a nice dude. Like, come on, man. So, quote number 2: you won't get much done if you only grind on these days that you feel good. And that's something I need to apply more because I'm always waiting and I'm going after it, but I'm always waiting for that perfect moment to be like, oh, I feel good. I'm gonna do some great things. But when something bad happens, kills my momentum instantly. Like kills it. Right at the same second. And that's devastating when you had a good day and all the seconds, like, I don't know, your girlfriend is calling you like, hey, you did that, you did something that she didn't like. You're like, oh no, I feel bad now. And that's really like preventing you to produce more. And guys, you really have to get inside your zone and go back to, okay, what's happening? Is the situation really like a problem right now? Did I have to do something with it? Can I take action? And let me tell you something. The biggest way to like heal from something like this that happened is to act, to do something. If you wait on it, if you let time go into the equation, what's gonna happen is simple. You're gonna get worse and worse. If you do something about it, even if that's the wrong thing, at least you will know that's the wrong thing and you will know what's the right path you should take. Really, take some action, man. Take some action. Giveaway time. So, guys, for those who don't know, I'm giving away my script that I spent thousands of dollars to make because I tried to get the perfect script, the right information to deliver it to the masses. And to be honest, guys, it's pretty damn good. I spent hours to making it and a lot of money. So you guys just have to share the stream and you will be able to get it. As simple as that. Like, I don't have a phone because it's here, but like, tack, 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 bam, you've got a script. How cool is that? I love technology. Let's go to the next step. Top 4 secrets to totally change your sales career today. Today, like it's not tomorrow, today, guys. This is today. That's the change is happening. So, secret number one, reveal price early. Like those things I'm going to share with you, those things that you can apply them like right this second. You can apply them like I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to reveal my price early in my presentation. And those things can basically create instant changes in your career. Let me tell you something. Reveal price early. And now that's a big subject. Like people are like, what? Reveal price early? Why? Why would you do that? People are going to object on it. Yes. Actually, that's the point. Because let me tell you something. As I noted down here, it brings value. It brings value on the number. Let me tell you why. Because when you are waiting all your presentation to give a price, don't tell me that you don't feel like you've got a cat in the bag that you're gonna throw at some at that, or like you have something that's like, okay, when am I going to drop the price? When am I going to be like, this is the price? Yeah, you don't like it, I'm sure, because let me tell you what happened. When you didn't share the price in the beginning of your presentation, you basically let the prospect, the customer, create some value that they think the product you are presenting is worth, but it's not actually. They're like, okay, maybe it's worth okay, 2K. And when you drop, it's 8K. They're like, oh, and they're gonna be much more like, don't want to give that price that I built the value on inside my head, you know. So dropping price early helps you, like the customer wraps his head around like on the right price, the right value, and be like, okay, that's this. And that is worth all the things that you're going to present after that. You flush down the objection on price, because when they tell you, okay, I don't like the price, you can handle that objection right away. So you don't build up a whole lot of things and it don't becomes like humongous to handle. And then it also, and that's one of the biggest things, guys, it shortens the sales cycles like so much. Customers will, I'm sure if you try this, customers will thank you for that. Like really bad. They will thank you for that. Those who don't have time and they are like, oh, I need to get this done, they will thank you for that. And those who don't have time, have the money. Do this. Handle and reveal price early. You will reveal it before your presentation, actually. And if you can reveal it in the beginning of when you can reveal it is in the beginning of an appointment, when setting up an appointment sometimes, yeah, if you're sure about the product. And, or you can propose some other options at the time, as I told you back in the beginning. But when setting up an appointment, you can announce price also pretty much on the beginning of a presentation, actually before the presentation, like before going into all your benefits, your facts, and your advantages. So then, secret number 2. The most important sale is the one you make to yourself, and that's one of the biggest, like one of my best tips for you guys. Because let me tell you something: if you don't believe in what you do, if you don't believe in your company, you don't believe in your service, you don't believe in yourself, you're not gonna make the sale, or at least you're not gonna have the results that you want. Because let me tell you something: try to sell something that you don't believe in. For example, me, I don't believe. Something I don't believe in. Like, for example, I don't really believe in schools the way they do things. I mean, in most of the cases, it's great. Education is great and all, but the processes involved in that. But I'm not going to dive deep into that. But ask me to sell like school, I'm not going to be that convinced. Maybe if I get a lot of data and I see more information, I'm going to be like, okay, it's good for some people, and I'm going to sell to those people because I know those people benefit. But at least for me, it wasn't. All right. So, but maybe, for example, trying to sell, there's a quote that says he or she can sell ice to an Eskimo. I won't sell ice to an Eskimo because it's not ethical. I'm not going to do that. I don't believe in the fact I'm doing this, so I'm not going to be able to sell to sell well at it. That's basically the idea. You know, you have to have belief, like deep belief into why you are doing this. And if you are like, okay, I'm all in, committed to my product, myself, and my company to improve. If you're not going to be able to grow if you don't do that. So, secret number 3, follow up is where the money is. And that's a huge one. Let me tell you, I'm going to share just one stat that's going to change your life. 2% of the sales are made on the first contact, but 80% of the sales are made between the 5th and the 12th. And I think there's a stat like only like 64% of salespeople do more than 2 calls. And actually, like I would say, like even not even all of them do the first one. Like, this is huge. Imagine just by following up all the markets, all the people that it opens you. Huge, right? Follow up is where the money is, guys. Like 2% over 80%. How it's like, I'm not even able to calculate that, but I would say it's like a 400% increase. Is that right? No, it's a 4,000% increase, I think. So it's huge. Use follow up. Like, go hard on it. Secret number 4: how you are the creator. You are the creator of all the objections that you hear. Oh yeah, that's the one you're like gonna be like, huh? What are you telling me, Gabe? What are you telling me? Let me tell you the secret. So, when you take full responsibility of the outcomes, and you're like, okay, I create that objection, you get in control. And what happens as well is that, okay, if you try to see, for example, like, I don't have time, you get over and over again, like, I don't have time. Try to see where in your life or when in your life you have agreements with that objection, because the reason you are not able to handle it is that you are sold on that objection. You believe you agree with that objection at some degree. That's why you're not able to handling it, and that's why you're not selling. What happens if you try to be like, okay, when did I had some time to a decision? Like, for example, me, I'm always like, this is like too pricey. The price is too high at some things. I'm like, oh, how can I handle that price? Not budget, but like, oh, this is a big price. And I didn't solve things yet, but let me tell you what was my biggest fear, at least the fear that I represent the most. Like, I was like, okay, if I have an objection, which one would I be the most scared of? I was be like, oh, I think my product is too pricey. Or even sometimes when I was looking at what I did, I had some awesome value. But at the time I was like, man, like, this is too high. Nobody's going to buy this, you know? But when I handled myself on that objection, I was like, I don't fear that objection anymore. I don't fear it. So when you get an objection over and over, and for some of you, it's maybe going to be COVID. Like, let's say you guys get COVID, like, we're not going to do it because of COVID. See, when you have, where in your life you have an agreement, it can be in your personal, professional life, but somewhere in your life, I guarantee you have an agreement with that objection. Find it, kill it if you want to make more sales. And then you're going to thank me later. Bonus secret, because I always love to go into bonus. I always over deliver. A full pipeline, resolve everything. That's the ultimate cure to everything. Every problems you have can be solved with a huge, big, fat, juicy pipeline. Oh yeah, it can be. Because let's say you feel rejection. Let's say you don't feel good. Oh, that prospect rejected me a lot. It was not cool. If you have 10 prospects only, and like, let's say 2 weren't that great with you, you're going to be like, 2 out of 10, that hurts. That's 20%. When you have 1,000 people in your pipeline, that's like 0.2%. Like, no. You're going to forget about those people because you're going to have 10 of the sales in that huge pipeline that you just built, and you're going to feel good because the positive will outweigh the negative. But if you don't have a huge pipeline enough, you're not going to get that feeling. You're not going to get those results. That's really important to realize. It can solve a lot of problems. And it's going to create a lot of other problems. Like, for example, let's say you have too many appointments. Like, oh, I've got 5 appointments at 5 p.m. Yes, that's a problem, but It's a better problem that, oh, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money to finish my month. I would rather prefer to handle 5 appointments at the same time than, oh, I'm short of money this month. That's a better problem. Get big problems, because problems equals opportunity equals money, or pretty much whatever you want if you solve it. Let me share with you my number 3 mage. My number 3 mage is basically my boss, my friend Clement. Clement, my man. Clement is looking good right there. It was the same shoot that I did with Lowen, my man. And like, those guys just look good. They just look damn good. They just like, and they've got the pose. And I love those people. I love that style more like moody and more, I would say, like dark. I really like that style more. Like when you go on my Instagram feed, at least my old feed when I was taking care of like my feed, how it looked, it was really that dark and sometimes too dark. Actually sometimes. So I changed it up a bit now. It's a mess. You don't get burned out. You lose purpose. You lose your meaning. When I'm tired, I look at my purpose. Grant Cardone. Let me tell you, today I'm tired because I had a bad night. But you know what? I was like, today I've got some great things to do. This afternoon, especially, I've got some people to help. I've got some great information to share. I was like, no, I'm not gonna get tiredness to go over what I have to do. I did 15 push-ups and I was good after that. You have to go over that. And the reason you are in a burnout, and I see that a lot of time with my like people that are older age than me that are like working hard, like the working class, like working hard to get some money to help to sustain their family. But at some point between 50 and 60, they're like, man, I've worked all these years to get nothing. And the government is just putting that on me and this and that, and plus the economy, the COVID, and everything you want. The problem is that those people lost purpose. Because let me tell you, when you're on the hamster wheel and you're running, but you don't know why you're running, like, this is a disaster. And that's a lot of people that are doing that. They're going to, I don't know if that's a real definition of the rat race, but man, you're going to the flow and you don't know why you are here. Get out of it if you don't know why you are going into it. But add some purpose. If you know that's the right thing and you don't think like, I'm just burned out, add some purpose into that. Why are you doing those calls? How many calls do you need to achieve your targets? Whether it's financially, whether it's your family, for making it so that you can finally, one of my goals, you know what it is? My parents worked their ass off for years. And one of my goals is basically to making it so that those guys, they can finally have the life that they deserve because of the work they did. They are heroes and they need to get what they worked for their whole life. They just didn't know what was the right path and what was the right thing to do. They had the right action, but they didn't have the right mindset. And I'm here to correct that and to help them out. That's one of my biggest goals. I love them. I'm going sentimental right here. Giveaway time. If you guys just share the stream, just do that. Share stream. Click 2 buttons and you're gonna get the script that I built. That's working really well, by the way. And I spent thousands of dollars to make. I spent hours, tens of hours to like making something that it's really good and it's like tasty, and when you get in front of it, you're like, oh, like you feel it. You feel there is something, And I'm gonna give it to you if you just share the stream. Do it. Share the stream for a sec. You're gonna get it like for free. I'm not charging you anything for that. So, a little how-to, because I love how-to content. How to make sure your customers never play around with you ever again, because they are. Let's be honest for a second. Your customers are playing with you, like they are toying with you sometimes. Whether it's sports negotiating, whether it's like they are throwing objections at you just to throw objections, and they know you're not gonna be able to handle them. Like, you guys, you should really understand that it always comes around to a few things when someone is toying with you. You have to understand, okay, what's the real objection? And the real objection, not the one they are facading you with. Because there is a difference between I'm not interested, which is basically what we call a reactionary defense response, which is like, I'm not interested. Like you will when when you're going to a store, like a clothes store, and people are coming like, can I help you? No, I'm just looking. Just looking. That's an RDR. And people are like, okay, okay, just looking. But what if you can? Because here they are toying with you. Of course they are looking. They come to do what? They come to look. What are they going to tell you? I'm not looking. Then get out of the store. I don't know. So yeah, guys, of course they are looking. And what if you're able to handle that objection? What if you're able to do that? That should be great. Because then you can help them get the sale. You can maybe get a commission on that. And the buyer is not toying with you. That's an RDR. And people, everybody has it. Like when you go into a call, somebody tries to pitch you, you're like, yeah, I'm not interested. No, I'm busy. Like, I'm just not interested. If you know how to handle that and to find what's the real objection, and you can handle it, a whole new world opens to you. A world where you control what happens to your life, what happens into your sales process, and the results you can get. That's when it changed, like everything changes. Everything. So you got to realize that you need to be able to handle those objections. Listen, acknowledge, do all the other steps that I taught in the previous video on how to do that. It was 2 videos ago, I think. The 4th step, 7-step process on how to handle any objections, I believe it was. That video will tell you exactly how to handle those objections. And let me tell you something. If you realize what's the real objection, and sometimes it can be products, it can be time, it can be a stall, it can be price. But oftentimes, the one that's killing your deals, it's the unspoken. The unspoken objection, which can be one of the 4 categories I gave you. But they are just not telling it to you. Like, yeah, we're going to wait. We're going to do that next time, just 6 months. What are they telling you right now? If they had full confidence that the product you're selling, the service you're selling can benefit us, benefit them, don't you think they're going to buy it right now if that was the case? If they truly believed it? Yes, they would. If I've got a terminal illness and that I know your product will magically cure myself, will I find a way to get the money? Of course I will. You have to understand that. That's just they are not convinced or they have a problem, something that you need to handle that you don't know. What are you not telling me right now? I know that you're not interested. I understand that you want to wait. I understand. Let me share you what's the cost of waiting actually is. You know, you got to find the right objection. You got to find the right thing to do. You got to find what's the real deal. You got to find what's the real deal. And that way, they're not going to be able to play with you because you're going to be able to dig deep into why it is happening. And that's powerful. Really powerful. Image number 4. Image number 4 is my boy, JC. JC in English, yeah. Sitting on the road with blue lights and red lights. I love contrast of colors. And blue and red, like this photo is truly dope because of the contrast of colors, the way the lights hit his face, hit the whole body. Like, I love the contrast and where the light goes around him. And man, I mean, like, I'm just sharing with you some bangers. Like, I love those shots. I truly love them. And even sometimes I'm not even able to have the words how to explain them. That's how strong they are. If you know what day it is, you are not busy enough. And when I read that, I'm like, and I know a few people like you, and I'll be like, yeah, I never know which day we are. I must be like a busy person that's doing thing. And I'm glad for you. I'm glad for you because I never know what day we are. I always have to check my calendar, to be honest. Giveaway, guys. I told you multiple times, but I gotta repeat over again. I gotta repeat. I have to repeat because I mean, if you just share the stream, if you just go and share the stream, I'm gonna be like able to okay give you a script that I spent just a few $1,000s to create. I'm gonna share it to you. I'm gonna make so that okay, it's built for you. Actually, I'm gonna give you the template. You're gonna be able to build it. And man, I spent hours to do it. Do it. Just share the stream. It's gonna take like 12, maybe 12 seconds max. If you're slow, if you're fast, you're gonna take three, and you're gonna get really good, a really good return on investment, I would say. So, my final thoughts. I mean, man, if you want really to have stability, if you want to have certainty into your sales process, if you really want to be like, okay, I know what I'm talking about, I know my sales process, I know exactly how to every situation that comes to mind, you're a master. And how do you get a master? How do you become master? How do you do that? First, you get mentors. You get in front of the right information. You get in front of the right info. That's truly important. Then, what you do is that you get to train on that information daily, role play, do everything you can to become the best. Train daily, role play, learn, be in front of the right information, have stability in your process, apply the best practices that I told you in the secrets before, follow up, and do all the other things. Because the goal is on the things that anybody is not doing. That's a lesson I've learned from Jared, a friend of mine that's working at Grant Cardano's office. It was like, man, the money is in the things that you don't want to do. Those things I share with you, not a lot of people are doing them. And you know who are doing those things? The top 1%. If you want to get there, or at least get some results over there, do those things. I hope this helps you. But before, I'm going to share with you a little image because I love my images. This one, man, so crisp. Basically, there was an ambulance that was going to the road on the left side. So the blue trail. And on the right side, there was just cars going by. Basically, you do that with like letting your aperture being having a long exposure. And what happens is that it lets the trails of the cars. But I was so lucky that there was an ambulance actually going by with the sirens on just when I was taking that photo. So I had that result, and it's really beautiful. Again, you're always going to see some contrast of colors in my photos. you gotta get used to it. So luck, last quote. Luck is just one of the byproducts of those who take the most actions. You get lucky when you take the most actions. Actually, like, you know what? During that life, I had a call for potential prospect. Maybe I'm going to get lucky. Maybe I won't. But let me tell you something. I'm sure the fact that me showing and giving some information to the world is actually making me kind of lucky. The more action I'm going to take, the more lucky I will be. And here is the final giveaway time. Guys, just send me a DM. I'm gonna be easy on you because I mean, you don't want to share the stream. Okay, you don't want to share the stream. Okay, I'm good with that. I'm going to give you another option. Please DM me at Gabriel Juliet on Instagram. And I'm going to send you my script. And you will be able to use it for free. Just send me a DM. I'm going to send it to you right away. Oh, nearly made my background fall. So you guys, I hope you like this video. If you liked, please like it. And guys, get some massive amount of action going. You can do